the notification, but also to see if whether when we stop the live stream, Hesselden's car stopped lagging. It didn't. Ray's been watching him. His car is all over the place. Now, for Hulkenberg, I just hope that his car, he hasn't really felt the effects of the damage that is apparent on his vehicle. But with Stringy B and Neotig having that crash, it's put Neotig out of the race. We've lost another driver as well, Woolhouse. He's no longer in the race. Oh dear, oh dear. So, not many drivers left in the race, which is a huge shame, and why the rest of the drivers really should be taking part. But points are there to be scored now for these guys. It's just hard to see, I mean, to look at Hulkenberg's car as it is. Hesselden, you can't really watch, because 1 minute his car's in the right sort of place, and the next his car is all over the place. But that was one of the reasons why we shut down the live stream, to see if that made any effect of what was happening with his car. It made no difference whatsoever. It looks like it's settled down a bit, but you can see by the amount of damage on it that car has been lagging all over the place into the barriers. It lagged backwards so far that it's hit James Hulkenberg and pretty much made his car explode. I just hope for Hulkenberg that he hasn't experienced the actual physical damage that Hesselden's car has created for it. And Dave the Harp, he didn't look too far behind James Hulkenberg, to be honest. I mean, Hulkenberg's in Maggots and Beckett's. Dave's not too far behind. He may be able to work his way up to closing that gap. Mulrine, though, he's a long, long way back. Neotig, I wouldn't be surprised if he has got serious damage on that car, or he's had to pit for repairs. Either way, the crash that he and Stringy B had has resulted in Stringy B out of the race, and Woolhouse out of the race as well. I reckon he is struggling with a bit of damage on that car, you know. But it's not the first time we've seen cars on a Friday night losing wheels. Now, I will say, it looks like Hesselden's car may have just settled down a little bit. So whatever was going on with his vehicle, hopefully isn't really going on anymore. And Hulkenberg isn't that far behind him, but Hesselden does have the faster lap time. Now, I think Hesselden and Hulkenberg, they are one-stop strategy, and with James's car being a little bit lighter now, it might be a little bit friendlier on the tyres.
Well, it said Hesselden was 4 seconds off the pace on that first sector. So I don't know what's going on.
The thing is, it's going to be very difficult for the timing screen to be trusted with how much his car was jumping about, because it was putting him from first to second with the amount of lag he was getting, that any time gain or loss could be caused by how much his car has been jumping about. Now, Dave the Harp's car, on the other hand, looks like it's only just been driven out of the showroom. Not a scratch on it, not a mark on it. That's not to say he's kept it out of trouble. He's had a few moments, but he's all on his own on the racetrack at the moment. Perhaps a bit too far behind James Hulkenberg to try and catch him up. And I said before, or just before we got going in qualifying, that if these guys get a little bit spread out, we're going to be on for one hell of a boring race. And there's the debris from Hulkenberg's car, and we're in that situation now where the race is just going to get extremely boring unless Dave the Harp can catch up James Hulkenberg, or Neotig can catch up Mulrine. I can't see that happening. The gap's too big. I don't know whether Mulrine will be able to catch up to Dave the Harp or not. I mean, that gap, again, is quite a big one. It's almost, it's more than the start-finish line. I'm just trying to think, though, whether what was happening with Hesselden happened at the same time as Stringy B and Neotig having their crash, whether they hit the wall so hard that it just threw everything out of whack.
That could have been quite possible. I'll try to find it. Well, string would be disconnected, didn't it? So it could be that. Right, somebody's gone. Oh, wait a minute, let's try and sort out positions, because somebody's gone. But it only happened to Heselton, so... Oh, I give up with technology in that way. I'm just watching the sector times, and Hulkenberg's 2 tenths up on sector 1, 1/10 down in sector 2, so they're mediocre with their lap times, the first and second, so I don't see them Hulkenberg catching unless he puts a hammer down.
Well, he's going to need to try something. He can see Heselden ahead. He perhaps just can't quite really catch up. And with losing as many cars as we now have done, I don't think we're going to get much of a battle until the end of the race. But Hulkenberg has been lapping quicker than Heselden over the last few laps. So that gap is potentially coming down quite a bit. Just wondering if David Harp, he can't see Hulkenberg. He may be able to on the hanger straight, but he can't see him on the start-finish straight. But yeah, I mean, I suppose this now is where we could do with an absolute ridiculously heavy downpour. But looking at the skies, I don't think we're going to be getting that either.
No, they're clear as a bell.
Now I've seen we've had a few messages come through on YouTube, Ray. I don't know if they're of any interest.
No.
Oh, okay. So the race has gone completely dull and boring now then. Oh, is Heselden having a crash? Or is he just lagging a bit? I think he may have got on a little bit too much curb. But we could do with something else happening now in this race to give us a bit of a battle.
Yeah.
The gap's
going to be.
Tell you what, Mulrine, he's into the pits. Neotig, he's into the pits as well. I think Mulrine's leaving the pits, he is, and Neotig's on his way in. I thought for a moment then we was going to end up with Neotig catching up Mulrine and giving us a bit of a battle. But no. No. Not to be.
Somebody saying half of Hulkenberg's car's still on the track.
It is.
I need to look out for that.
It's
I've not seen it yet.
It's heading down into the final chicane, heading down toward between Stowe and Vale. It is still there in the middle of the road, but I think the drivers are able to avoid it or just drive straight through it. It's not causing a problem at the moment. Oh, we may have some action, but it's going to be in a blue flag situation as Neotig comes out of the pits just ahead of Heselden and lets him through. Right, come on, Neotig. Chase him, unlap yourself. Come on, no, don't spin. You just nearly did spin on cold tyres. Go and catch him, go and unlap yourself. And then you can have the camera all to yourself.
Dave the Harp's in the pits.
Oh, so he's making his second stop then. He's going to need to try and gain as much as he can on Hulkenberg. It's possible that Heselden and Hulkenberg will need to pit again. I was trying to see if the gap between Heselden and Hulkenberg is coming down. I think it is slowly coming down, you know. So he's Dave.
He's nearly a second faster on that sector 1.
Well, just about saw them both in shot again. I reckon they could both fit on the hanger straight. Hulkenberg is in the background. So if he is gaining now, he needs to keep pushing. He could still get something out of this race by the end. Dave the Harp is now out of the pits and on his way up to Brooklands with Mulrine and Neotig also back out of the pits, but they are nowhere near him to try and attack him in any way, shape or form. There's the bit of damage.
Sector 2.
Sorry, I've just seen the bit of bodywork. We'll show you with Hulkenberg's car, trying to pick it back up, but it's not quite working for him. And I tell you what, I think Hulkenberg's nearly caught up to Neotig, so I know Heselden has pulled away from Neotig already, but I do think Hulkenberg is catching. Okay, only half a second on that previous lap, but if he can keep doing that, he may be able to catch him by the end of the race. Come on, James. Come on, James. Obviously, the lighter car is working in a way, so come on, really make it work. Get Neotig to push you down the straights when you get past him. I tell you what, though, if Hulkenberg's car looks like that when he goes past Neotig, Neo is going to be wondering what on earth has happened to his car. But I suppose this is... Oh, Hulkenberg's just ran a little bit wide. He's pushing hard. Here's a look at an LMP2 engine. It's not sounding too healthy, I will be honest, but that's not surprising. They also do usually have 2 wing mirrors on them. This one's only got 1, but that's not surprising considering what actually did happen to his car. Whether he experienced it himself or not, we don't know, but when he views what we saw, he may get a bit of a surprise. Oh, Neo's clipped a bit too much curb. Hulkenberg, completely different line through Maggots and Beckett's than Neotig. His tyres are suffering, I think. Either that or he's just trying to really push the maximum speed through Maggots and Beckett's. Neotig, I think, is moving over. He is. He's trying to move over. Hulkenberg trying to use the slipstream and nearly caught the back of him. Right, come on, James. You've got 8 laps and 3 corners. Hesselden's in the pits. And James trying to pick up his bodywork again. It's not worked. Now, Hulkenberg hasn't gone for the pits. Now, this is interesting. Can Hulkenberg go to the end? If he can, he's going to win this race. If he can't, he's not going to win this race. But look at how bent out of shape Hesselden's car is. That's absolutely shocking. Dave the Harp's too far behind to gain anything of substantial significance on Hesselden, who is now on the move out of the pit lane. He's going to come out of the pits some distance ahead of Dave, I think, because Dave is only just heading up to Stowe now. The question is, what's Hulkenberg going to do? Is he going to pit again? I tell you what, I think Hesselden, he wouldn't have pitted if he didn't need to. So for me, it was either I'm losing too much time now, I'll do it anyway, or he had no choice but to pit. The tyre wear was that bad. If his tyre wear was that bad, James's tyre wear is going to be just as terrible, and he will need to pit. This is a risk.
I'm just trying to see if he can make the apexes or not. Doesn't seem too bad.
I tell you what, we've lost Mulrine. Mulrine's out of the race. This is going to be the least amount of cars finishing a race that I've ever seen. Not good for these guys. Well, for these guys that finish, it'll be great. For those that don't finish, it won't be great at all. Hulkenberg's going for the pits. So, where is Hesselden?
He's coming in Maggots and Beckett's down a Wellington Straight. If that's right. If I've got my track up to date.
Well, he's coming up to Stowe now. I would be surprised if he doesn't retake the lead here. Well, one thing I will say is to anyone that's viewing, you'll notice that we've had a few drivers that haven't been able to race this evening. If you are interested in racing on a Friday evening at 9 o'clock in LMP2s for the next 6 races, have a look at Front Row Racing's Facebook page and send us a message and we'll get you in for next week.
Hulkenberg's getting out.
And Hesselden retakes the lead, but it's close between them now. Hulkenberg's got bodywork back on his car. It doesn't look as shocking as it did before, but I tell you what, he's closed in that gap even more through the pit stops. Let's just hope he can keep some tyre temperature, and because otherwise he's going to lose a bit of a gap here. He's got 7 laps. 7 laps to catch Hesselden and pass him. He's gained so much through those pit stop windows. That surprised me. We're going to have something to talk about, Ray.
Have we?
Maybe. It depends. You watch. One of them will crash. Now, for the thousands of spectators that have paid their entrance fee into the Silverstone circuit, they're all asking for a refund. Actually, so do I. I want compensation for me getting my dinner very, very late for only at the moment 4 drivers finishing the race. I mean, in a way, though, it just goes to show. I mean, I know GT5 King, some night racers, to which I said, here's an idea. Let's have the guys finish the races in the daytime before we put the night time on. And to be fair, he raced in, I think, the first race and hasn't raced since. But anyway. So yeah, if you're interested in racing on a Friday night at about 9 o'clock in the evening and being a part of the Front Row Racing PCF League, get in touch with Front Row Racing on their Facebook page and we'll look at getting you in for next week. Well, while we wait...
Closing.
He is. He's closing quick, isn't he? We have a look at the fans instead of the cars. I hate it when they do that on Sky. But anyway, all right, come on, show us the cars. There we go. There we go. Now, 6 laps. Do you reckon he's going to do it, Ray? Do you reckon he's going to get him?
He's got to. He's going to be pushing to get him.
Well, looking at the previous laps, James... obviously he was a lot slow because he did his pit stop. So we'll have to have a look at the end of this lap.
Down this straight.
He definitely is. But I wanted to have a look at how much faster he was in lap time. But we'll have to wait until the end of this lap to see what lap times they're doing. But I said at the start of the race that one of these guys, Hulkenberg, Dave the Hart, Mulrine or Woolhouse or Stringy B, is going to have to apply some pressure to Hesselden. He hasn't been pressured yet. Put some pressure on him, see what happens, and hopefully we're going to get that in these next 5.5 laps.
Sector 1 times are identical.
Ooh, so where's Hulkenberg gaining then? I reckon
Hulkenberg's gaining.
Oh,
so much.
I think it's through Maggotts and Beckett's.
Yeah, nearly a second. A 46.1 to a 45.3.
So, this could be what happens if you pressure Hesselden. So, Hesselden, what have you got in reply? You've got 5 laps, 3 corners to keep the lead. Difficulty for them is...
Look at he's there. He's there.
Hesselden doesn't need mirrors because Hulkenberg is all over the back of him. And I tell you what, they're catching up a back marker.
A second a lap. Over a second a lap. A 51.8 to a 50.3. That's a second.
Well, I'll tell you what, Hulkenberg's obviously comfortable in these dry conditions. Oh no, he's not. He's off. He's off. Maybe it was just going to be too easy. He wants to make sure he uses up the whole of the next 4 and a bit laps, giving us something to look at. Well, he's now down to about 2 seconds behind. So if he's a second a lap faster, and especially if it's in Maggotts and Beckett's, he may be all over the back of him again by the end of this lap. I'll tell you what, James, do us a favour. Take your time overtaking him. Do it on the last lap. Do it on the last corner of the last lap. Just don't spin while you do it. But as I mentioned, these guys are catching up a back marker. I don't know if it's Dave the Harp or Neotig, but they're definitely catching a back marker. I'd be surprised if it was Dave the Harp. Okay, Neotig. We've seen him get out of the way already. I'm wondering if he's had to make an additional pit stop. It wasn't that... Oh, he's up in the air again. It wasn't that long ago that he pitted, and when he came out of the pits, he was lapped by these guys. He's not that slow, so I can't imagine that these guys have pulled out a whole another lap on him without him having to make another pit stop. No, okay, he's moved out of the way.
Had the fastest sector 1, and then James had the fastest sector 2.
Which isn't surprising because Hulkenberg did have his half spin in Sector 1 and we've seen that he has been faster in Sector 2. So come on, James. 4 laps, 2 corners.
He's hitting the apex better. James Hulkenberg's hitting the apex better.
Don't give us a camera view looking at the crowd. We want to see the cars on the track.
Oh, he's overtook him.
No, he hasn't.
I was just saying that.
I'm quick enough to go on board, you see, when it gives us a terrible camera angle. Oh, Hesselden has ran wide. I think Hulkenberg thought about looking up the inside there, but he... yeah, just wait 3 laps. Wait 3 laps. I tell you what would be really, really interesting. It's not going to happen because the skies are beautifully clear of pretty much all clouds. But it would be great if we did have a bit of a spot of rain right about now. But at the moment, these two, they're fighting it out for the win.
Hulkenberg's got a better setup. I know he pitted later, but he's got the better... He can make the apexes compared to Hesselden.
Well, he will be having to look in his rear mirrors now. He's going to have to... Well, I was going to say go defensive, but Hulkenberg's been so fast in Sector 2 that he may not have a choice. If Hulkenberg can get a good run through Maggots and Beckett's, he may be able to attack into Stowe. I don't think he's had the best of Maggots and Beckett's there, though.
Hesselden did. Only by 2 times.
So it is going to continue on for another lap then. I tell you what, Ray, while myself and the spectators are looking at this battle, do you just want to update us on where 3rd and 4th place are?
3rd, Dave the Harpy's just coming up to Stowe. Neotek's just coming... I've got the time screen up, so I'm trying to see past that. The start finish straight, and he's a lap down. Well, 2 laps from the leaders. Okay, so Dave possibly not that far away from these guys then, as they're now on to... He's in the pits. He's in the pits.
He's not. What? In the pits? I'm surprised by that. I tell you what, Hesselden's really feeling the pressure from Hulkenberg now. Hulkenberg, he's got him. He's got him in the bag. He's just got to pick the right place to make the overtake, because Hesselden knows he's there. Hesselden is under pressure. Hulkenberg trying to get him out of shape, get him out of position, trying around the outside to try the inside. Oh, this could be close. He may be able to get up alongside. No, he's had to tuck in behind. That was close as they were heading up to Copse, or as they are now heading up to Copse. Oh, Hulkenberg a little bit out of shape. Just stay close. Just stay close through Maggots and Beckett's. Oh no, he's weaving. He's trying to get Hesselden to go defensive, because if Hesselden goes defensive, I think Hulkenberg will have him because of the better lines he's able, or the faster line that he's able to really use through Maggots and Beckett's. While he's following Hesselden through there, he can't maximise his speed. While he was catching, he could. Now, is he close enough to make an attack? He's not. He's not. He's going to go for it into Vale. Oh, it's close. It's close. He's not been able to do it. Hesselden's gone deep though. He's going to have to go defensive now, and as soon as he goes defensive, he's going to be slow. Side by side, then around the final corner. Don't give me a dodgy camera angle, please. Thank you very much. But Hulkenberg is still in 2nd place. He's not willing to give it up. He's not going to give it up. He knows his chance of taking his 2nd victory of the season is only 1 car away. Ooh. Now, you said he's going to do it. You said he's going to do it easy, but I'm not so sure.
Yes, he's waiting. He's holding off.
I'm not so sure he's waiting. I think he's been waiting long enough. I think he's trying to get Hesselden to go defensive. As soon as Hesselden goes defensive, Hulkenberg's chance will arise. But Hesselden is not going defensive. He's sticking to his lines, and that's how he's able to stay ahead. And where James is...
Hulkenberg's got the run. He's going for it. He's got it.
He's ahead. He's ahead. Now, this is where Hesselden... I tell you what, he's got ahead at a very good point as well, because now he's into the sector where he's faster, but he's ran a little bit wide. He's on the curb. That could cost him. This is where Hulkenberg needed to pull away that second that he was gaining early on. So, Hesselden, what have you got? Can you fight back? Your tyres may be older, but you've led this race for 22 laps. Hulkenberg went off. And Hesselden followed him. So Hesselden, he had a chance there. Hulkenberg's gone. I thought he'd gone defensive. He was just staying to the left-hand side. Oh, interesting different lines around Stowe. I don't think this is over. I'm not sure this is over at all.
It's not over until that lady sings.
La. Okay, round the final corner. They're only going to have one more lap to do. Only on a Friday night. I'll tell you. I tell you what. Hulkenberg's managed to pull out a little bit of a gap around the final few corners. He's given himself a breather. He's got it comfortable now. He's on for the win unless we end up with some kind of severe, drastic disaster.
So you've got to have a bit of faith in me, I told you.
Yeah, but you also said last night it wasn't going to dry up, and it did. Anyway, it looks like Hulkenberg is going to go on to take his second win of the season. And I tell you what, I'm going to have a quick look at what this is going to do for the standings for Hesselden, Hulkenberg and Dave the Harp. I tell you what, it'll put Hulkenberg on 66 points, Hesselden on 56 points, and Dave the Harp, if he's still in third, 61, yes. 51 points, 61 points. So it's not going to be much of a gap between them. And I tell you what, for those drivers that have missed one, two, or even all three of the first few races, they are not going to be able to afford to do that too much. Otherwise, these guys are going to have too big of a gap for them to be able to catch them up when it comes to the standings. Hulkenberg's weaving. He's weaving. Don't go doing a Mansell now, young man. The last thing you want to do is run out of fuel in these next few corners, or weave and then spin, because you will be banging your head against the wall if you do. But through Vale they come, heading to club for the final time. It'll be James Hulkenberg taking victory here at Silverstone, his second victory of the season. He did very, very well to work his way back through the... well, not back through the field, but back up to catching Hesselden and taking the victory. Hesselden will take second place. I don't know if whether he's gonna be disappointed about finishing second or not, because I think for a huge portion of that race he thought he had it in the bag. Not to be. Dave the Harp heading down Hanger Straight, it'll be third place for him, and it'll be fourth place for Neotig. That crash between himself and Stringy B kind of ruined both of their races. Hugely unfortunate. But Dave the Harp will finish in third place, and he needed those points. This may have been a bit of a race to forget. I'll tell you what, Row Ray, I mean, you said he pitted recently. Why do you think he had to make that pit stop with 3 laps to go?
Must have been tyres.
Quite possibly. But I've got a feeling it may have been for fuel instead, you know. I could be wrong.
No. I don't think he was in the pits long enough to add the extra fuel in.
Well, okay.
So I think it was more a case I get the tyres sorted and...
Perhaps going for fastest lap?
Yeah.
Quite possibly, yeah. Oh, well, Neotig will be the last of the finishers. Hugely disappointing that we've lost at least another 3 or 4 cars from the race. I'm not sure what happened to Woolhouse. I think that may have just simply been a disconnection there, or perhaps he was interrupted and had to disappear. There was a chance that he wasn't going to be able to race this evening, but he will... I think he'll be disappointed that once he was able to race, he's not been able to get to the end. For the likes of... it was Mulrine that wasn't expecting to race. Mulrine was in the race, was doing well, and then all of a sudden disappeared. So maybe something happened to him, got a knock on the cockpit window and said, "Your time is up." But there we go. Neotig, his car will probably continue on to complete the lap. but that will be a race completed. So well done to James Hulkenberg and Hesselden for giving us some entertainment for the last 5 laps of the race there. I am a little bit disappointed though that the rain that we had in qualifying didn't continue on into the warm-up session and into the race. But for James Hulkenberg, he won't care. It's 25 points for him. It's another victory. And next up for the Front Row Racing PCF will be next Friday. And I need to check my book. I do apologise. I'm usually a little more prepared than this, and considering how quiet most of that race was, I should have been more prepared. Round 4 of the PCF, the location will be Nürburgring GP for 27 laps. So the drivers will be making their way over to the Nürburgring to get their practice in there. And just so the drivers know when they watch this back, if they watch this back, there is always a chance of it raining in Germany as well. Okay.
That's a nice track. I like that track.
It is a nice track. It's one that I have enjoyed driving around a lot over the years. Now, final thoughts, Ray. Who would you give a driver of the day to there? Come on, if you can't just give it to James Hulkenberg.
I would give it to Hesselden.
Oh, go on then, why?
Although at the end the pits came in to call off tyre wear, but he done well for his qualifying lap, and then to put it on in the wet and mixed conditions, sorry. I'm going to string my dog up in a minute. But he was dominant throughout that race until James Hulkenberg got his pit strategy spot on.
Well, split decision then, because I'd give it to Hulkenberg for catching up Hesselden and getting past him to take the win. So we'll have a split decision on that one. But anyway, that'll be it then for the Front Row Racing this evening on YouTube. Next up on the Front Row Racing YouTube channel will be on Sunday for round 3 of the PCS League and the Ginetta G55 GT3s, a car that quite a few of the guys are really starting to get the hang of. Now, the race track for Sunday, you should know, Ray. I've forgotten. Don't tell me you've forgotten. You're racing in it.
Yes, because I've not done any testing in it. We were at Hockenheim. No, we were at Monza Short, weren't we?
It was Monza Short last week. Come on, testing you now. I'll tell you. Snetterton 200 for 30 laps in the Ginetta G55 GT3s. So that'll be on Sunday.
How many laps?
30.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 30 laps of Snetterton 200, and that I reckon will be a brilliant race, and also I reckon it'll have many more drivers than this evening's race. So that'll be at 8:30 PM on Sunday on the Front Row Racing YouTube channel. So that's all from us this evening. I've been Front Row Racing DP, he's been Front Row Racing Alright. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you all again soon.
Bye.